Hello, everybody, and welcome to Elevate Your Life. We're doing episode number 76. I'm Paul Croto, and I'm here with Cheryl Morley.
Hello, everyone. Excited to be here today. And we have got like the best thing to talk about, Paul. I'm so excited about this. It is one of my favorite things that I've learned over the last few years.
Yeah, so we teach this in a number of our courses that we teach, but we wanted to spend one podcast just focusing on this one topic because it is so powerful. I think it's going to be the most listened to podcast we have so far, because of the impact it has on the impact it's had on us and the impact we know it's had on thousands of other people.
Yeah.
So what is this amazing thing, Cheryl?
It is called Wirm.
Wirm.
Yes, W-I-R-M. And the cutest thing, oh my gosh. So my son was in school, and this is a few years ago, and I told him, I said, oh my gosh, we have this cool new thing. It's called Wirm. And he said, oh, great. And I said, and so I showed him a piece of paper and it had W-I-R-M. And he goes, Mom, I had no idea that you spell worm, W-I-R-M. I thought it was W-O-R-M. I'm like, whoa. It is W-O-R-M. That's the worm that you get outside when it rains. They come up out of the ground. Fish love to eat them.
Yes.
But this is something a little bit different.
It is. So Wirm's an acronym. And so we're going to go through these letters, these four letters, and they truly are life-changing. So we use this, we're going to call it a tool. It's like a tool in your toolbox. And one of the tools is this thing called Wirm. So when something starts going sideways, which
that's never happened, Paul. I don't know what you're talking about.
And Cheryl and I, when we do events, we do things with other people. We ask each other before we get started, like, how long do you think before this goes sideways? Usually I'm like, well, at least I think optimistically like 10 minutes or 15 minutes or so, but it's usually like 15 seconds into what we're doing. So things go sideways fast, especially for us. I don't know how it is for you, but it is for us. So we use this all day long. So Cheryl, when something's going sideways, and you're thinking of Wirm, what's the W stand for?
Witness. You have got to become aware and witness your thoughts, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and that's weird, Paul. That's weird to me because I was never witnessing anything. I was never like really paying attention. Like a thought's a thought. Why would you pay attention to what your thoughts are? Like, what is the benefit of that? And in fact, there's some huge benefits.
Yeah. And so what's happening here is there's some sort of stimulus that just happened. So the phone rang or your child said something to you, something happened at work, someone cut you off on the street. So there's a stimulus, something happened.
Let's use that one.
Someone just cut you off
in traffic.
Yeah. Now what do you like to do, Cheryl? You like to, what's the term you use? Jump the gap? Is that?
Oh my gosh, Paul, that is so, you're not going to tell anyone.
So Cheryl doesn't like when people cut her off, but it's okay to.
No, it isn't. I don't like that. But it's witnessing that something's happening and that I automatically have a response to that stimulus.
Right.
Right.
So do you like lay on the horn, or what's your, or do you say vulgar language, or what do you do when?
No, I don't say vulgar language, but I usually say, what on earth? Like, seriously? Do you not know how to drive your car?
And this is, of course, with the windows rolled up and
my mask on.
And a mask on, yes. There's no way for them to hear that, but good to say it anyways. I'm a horn guy. I love, I'm quick with the horn. Yeah.
You got the horn, quick with the horn.
Yeah, which is a horrible response.
You're actually pretty calm when you drive though, Paul.
I am, except I got this new Defender with this license plate lion mode. So you would be proud of me now. I definitely have upped my game.
Oh, when you drive, you have?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh dear.
You'd be impressed.
Yeah. So you do shoot the gap then?
I do. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
I know exactly what that is. So yeah. So we have the stimulus, something happens in our life, someone cuts us off. We have a response to that. So we got to know that this is happening all day long. There's different stimuluses happening every second to us, and we're responding to those. So Cheryl, what do our thoughts come from? Like there's all these different stimuluses, where are they all coming from?
Well, it's so interesting, and I never knew this, Paul, but 97% of them come from our subconscious mind. So
wow,
really,
come from us.
Yes. So, exactly. And like things that we've been through and the way that the things that have happened in our lives.
Yeah.
And so that's why it could be, it seems to be to me the same exact thing every single time. Like you react the same way. Something happens, you react the same way to that thing.
Mhm.
Right? Another way is other people.
Yep. That'd be someone cutting you off.
That definitely would be that. And a few other ways, events, the news.
Oh, that's a big one for me.
And listen, you guys, think about what your reaction is to the news. Like, what is your response to the news? And my goodness, everyone has a interesting response to that, I bet.
Oh.
How about books you read, shows you watch, movies you see, all of those things? It's literally everything. Your kids, moms,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
your kids, your significant other or husband or wife or what, all of those things.
Yeah. Well, Cheryl, I know that when you're with your children or you're with Jonathan, you're always responding with love and kindness in every circumstance.
Yes, I surely am.
That is so awesome. Well, so when you catch yourself though, doing something or responding to the stimulus in a bad way,
in a way you don't like, right? So because
yeah.
If you don't mind the way you respond to something, I mean, maybe you like when you drive to tell the other person, why don't you know how to drive your car and honk the horn and whatever, then that's fine. But if there's like something that you want to change, that's how I looked at it, Paul, is, something that I wanted to change, a response I wanted to change to a stimulus that was happening to me during the day. That's when Wirm really comes into play.
Yeah. Especially again, when you feel things going sideways, like I had this path I wanted to walk on today. I read my scriptures in the morning. I did all these things. I'm ready for today. And then something happens that knocks me off track.
Yeah.
Judging from your body language there, Cheryl, it happens to you once in a while.
It doesn't ever happen to me, Paul, but thank you. No, it happens to me all the time. Oh my gosh. But right, it's just trying to get back on to that path that you set out for yourself.
So what's the way to do that? What's the I in Wirm?
Well, the I is that you've got to interrupt the pattern, right? First, you have to become aware of it. And usually there is a pattern, like we talked about. You react
always
the
a pattern,
same way. Yeah. And it's interrupting that pattern. And just realizing too, I think that 97% of the time we're on automatic.
Yep.
Right. We automatically react to the stimulus around us.
Yeah. One way it was explained to Cheryl and myself by Deb Erickson, who's a great mindset coach. She says, like, visualize a stop sign. So like, stop, and you just and you want to do something kind of
shocking,
obnoxious.
You have to shock yourself.
Yeah.
You got to shock yourself.
Yeah. So if you scream at yourself, stop, it's going to send something to your central nervous system and just give you that 1 second. Because what we want to do here is we understand that there's a stimulus and there's a response. So we got to put some space between these two.
Yeah.
And the problem with a lot of people out there is that there's no space between those two things. So something bad happens and boom, you respond to it in 1 second. Like you didn't even think twice before you acted. And that's where meditation comes in, Cheryl, so much.
Oh.
Because it gives you that ability to put some space between the stimulus and the response.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys think about, I think that for all of us, there's like a person that kind of sets that in motion. And really, maybe this week we can really concentrate on, as we finish up the worm, you'll kind of understand and know that, but just kind of being aware, Paul, and that is the first step. And so important to know that, hey, or just become aware that it's even happening. That's one thing that I never, that was really hard for me. Right. I was like, what? How on earth could that be happening? Right. And so just becoming aware, then we're going to interrupt the pattern. And Paul, I think you're absolutely right with the meditation. Mm-hmm. Yoga, meditation. We've got I love doing my little meditation app every day. It's only 10 minutes, but I really love that. It's really made a difference.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And it really will change your life. So having that, I never really understood what mindfulness was until I started practicing it and doing the meditation and working on it. It's a great feeling. So So we got things, we're going through our life, we're going through our day, things start going sideways. We recognize that. And as you start doing this, you're going to recognize it quicker and quicker.
Right.
Things are going sideways. You yell, stop. You interrupt the pattern. Now, what's the next thing, Cheryl? What's the R?
Now you guys, we've got to redirect our focus.
Yeah.
Right? Because we are focused. It's a habit already. And so it's a habit, the way we respond. And so we automatically respond. So we're interrupting it. And then we need something to do to redirect our focus. Like, look at your vision board, right? Look at your vision board quickly. Read your perfect story. Talked a lot about perfect story in the past. So read your perfect story. Look at your results list. What do you want? Right? Is how you're acting going to get you the results that you want? For myself, I can tell you absolutely not. You know what I call it, Paul? Fly off the handle. Now, there's a good one.
There's the phrase we were looking for.
That's right.
That's what people do when they don't have any space between the stimulus and the response. But
that's right.
So Cheryl, one of the things I've learned actually just recently is the question here, one of the questions should be, is what really determines what we focus on? And what we do all day, whether you realize it or not, maybe happening on a subconscious level for most of us, but we're asking ourselves questions all the time. So if we can consciously ask some better questions, you're going to be able to redirect your focus very fast. So here, I'm just going to rattle off a couple of questions that I use daily, Cheryl.
Sure.
One is, what could I do right now that would take me towards achieving one of my desired results? So that just takes me off of whatever is going sideways and puts me back on that, I like to call it the yellow brick road. You know, I'm back on track here. And this one, Cheryl, the second one I really, really love. And that's, what else could this mean? Because we have bad things happen all the time and we give instant meaning to them because we're running on 97% of our thoughts are coming from our subconscious mind. So just well, that means the other person's wrong. Means the other person's horrible, or whatever it is that you're saying. But what else could that mean? And you're like, well, maybe it means they're having a bad day. You consider all day and come up with other things that it could mean. So that's been real powerful for me in all kinds of different circumstances. And the third question, which is really, really great, is what do I want other people to say about me to others? This has been life-changing for me. So I want people to say that, hey, Paul's always in a great mood. That Paul guy, he's, we always, in a fantastic mood. Paul really helped me create significant positive change in my life. As a matter of fact, we would love to hear your comments from these podcasts that we do. And there's no better comment, Cheryl, that I can think of than someone posting or making a comment that, hey, this podcast created a significant positive change in my life.
Yeah.
We talked about the ultimate test of leadership.
Yeah, it's the number one thing.
I want people to say I'm amazing. I mean, people naturally say you're amazing, Cheryl. So it just comes for you. But for me, it's more of a conscious thing I have to put out to the universe.
Yeah, I don't think so. Okay. I see, Paul, you haven't talked to my teenagers lately.
They always bring you back down to the level, the humble level.
Oh, back down. We go way down. We go way down. It's so far down. I have to dig myself out.
There was on counseling for
with this next part, which are mantras, right? The M stands for mantra. Also, we've got to be saying great things to ourselves after we redirect our focus, right? And
So what the heck's a mantra? That's like a crazy word.
Listen, you know what though? I love mantras, and it's simply a statement that shapes your identity. Right. So, and what I love about that is everybody gets to pick their own mantras.
Yep.
And honestly, it could be anything that really feels good to you, that speaks to your heart, that makes you like excited. Like when I read my mantras, I love them. I love them. I love the way I feel.
Makes you feel different. Yeah.
Which to me is such a big deal. It matters so much how we feel, right? And so it's that it makes me feel a certain way, joyful, happy, excited, and so I think that people's mantras are very personal, and I think that they are very, very important for everyone in your life.
Yeah, absolutely. And Cheryl and I have an app on our iPhone. So I know it's on iPhone. I'm not sure if it's on Android phones or not, probably is. But anyways, it's called Mantra. It's an app and you can download it and it'll give you a whole bunch of ideas. You can customize them the way you want. And you can also like or heart the ones that you really love. So we've hearted some and want to share some with you today that really have a dramatic impact on us when we say it. So a mantra is not only so we're redirected, we're back on path, but are we solid on there? So the mantra will, first of all, get you solid back on the road you're supposed to be on. So I'm like, boom, I'm just back there now because I remember who I am. So we're talking about identity now, as Cheryl mentioned. And we want to prevent things from going sideways. Again, really fast, it's going to happen, throughout the day. But as you get good at this and say the mantras more and more, Cheryl, what I found is that less things go sideways.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those bad thoughts are not coming into my mind as quickly because I'm reading these mantras all the time.
Yeah, not only that, but you can, when you're aware of all of these things, that was the biggest thing for me, is becoming aware.
Yeah.
Like, I'm more than willing to do these different things, but if I'm not even aware that I'm supposed to be aware of what's going on,
yeah,
how on earth am I able to do these other steps, right? So that awareness is just, to me, is one of the most important things, is the witness part, or becoming aware.
It is. And I know we're going to talk, we have a leadership podcast coming up, not this Thursday, but next Thursday. We're going to talk about awareness. And I was blown away that self-awareness is no such thing as that. You need to ask other people, and that can be great feedback on maybe you're doing things to your spouse, your children, or whoever, your coworkers, that you don't even know that's bothering them.
Oh, I'm sure there's a lot that I'm doing. Yeah.
Not with me,
sure
Cheryl. You've been.
I know.
We'll talk later.
Exactly. Well, let's read some mantras, Paul. These are so good.
Yeah. What's a couple good ones?
So, okay. So the ones that really stood out to me is I am unbreakable. That's a really good one.
Yeah.
Let's see. I know what I want and I will achieve it.
That's fantastic.
I'm picking out my favorite ones.
Yeah.
And this one is hard for me, but the thing is I love to say it because it's like where I'm going. And that one is, every cell in my body is filled with love, joy, and peace.
Yeah. Yeah. So whatever is causing you to go sideways, and you're able to stop it for a hot second and then redirect your focus, saying something that's going to really solidify you staying on the road is saying something like, every cell in my body is filled with love, joy, and peace. So my number one mantra by far, and I've been literally saying this same mantra for 30 years, is that my life is improving every day in every way. So I'm obviously an elevate freak. So I'm always thinking about improving. My life's improving every day in every way. And I'll say this over and over again. Matter of fact, sometimes when Vassil's not here, I walk around the house and scream it. Now the kids, I call my kids, my dogs are my kids, look at me very strange. Sometimes they run, but you want to get these into your central nervous system. So the more emotion you put into these mantras when you're saying them, the more effective they're going to be. Because really what we're trying to do is change things on the nervous system level. I invest in myself and my business every day. So that's just reminds me of this is the path I'm on. My goals and dreams always come true. Whether that's true or not, if you keep saying that mantra, you start activating the law of attraction and those things start happening. Now if you're, this is a good one. I find it very easy to stay focused and on target. So a lot of people, being in the health and wellness industry, what's that?
I didn't pick that.
But Cheryl, I know us being in health and wellness industry, our clients, probably the number one thing I hear from people is I can't stay focused throughout the day. I have a tough time focusing.
Yeah.
So some of that is nutritional, but a lot of it is mental. And we talk about mindset being 80% of everything. So when you constantly say to yourself, I find it very easy to stay focused and on target. You say that a couple hundred times for a couple hundred days straight, you start believing it, it starts becoming part of who you are. So, and we just want to end with one, Cheryl, about if you're looking to lose weight, this is a great mantra. So let's say you have some thoughts about eating some nachos or some bad food, and you catch yourself, you stop it, and then you redirect being like, wait a second, I'm trying to lose 20 pounds. This is the result I want. A great mantra to follow all that up with is I now eat all the right foods for optimal health, energy, and peak performance. So I use that with myself all the time, Cheryl, because I want optimal health. It's huge to me. I want energy. It's really important to me. And I also want peak performance. So it's 3 reasons why I shouldn't eat or do whatever I'm about to do that's bad physically. Yeah. So I love that one. Yeah. All right. This was awesome, Cheryl.
So good. So good. I loved it.
So if you ever get stuck, make sure you worm. So obviously our +1 today is witness your thoughts, interrupt the pattern, redirect your focus, and then say the mantra, or the mantras that will help you reprogram your mind so that you don't get off track as easily in the future.
Awesome. You guys, remember, go out there and elevate your life.
Absolutely. Talk to you soon.
Bye.